Logan watched Beverly Hills Cop for the first time for this. You
That's
didn't watch
right.
the second one?
Didn't watch the second one,
Okay. So
but
you were
enjoyed the
like
first one.
what's Paul Reiser doing in this movie? He's in the second one. That's what he's doing in this movie. Um
I didn't even think about it.
but tell us about what you thought about the first one.
I enjoyed it. I thought I related a lot to Eddie Murphy. It was just like looking in a mirror when I watched the first Beverly Hills Cop,
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah.
staring right at myself on screen. Um,
Smudged in shoe polish.
I mean, what can
He's
you say?
black man. He's black man.
But
What else happened?
my thing was plot didn't do much for me, but Eddie carried it, and the directing and everybody else.
Right.
Rosewood and Taggart, they're good.
Yeah.
It's a good
Judge
movie.
Reinhold
Yeah.
and John Ashton. Is that his name?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Judge could have been dead for all I know, honestly. I didn't really know if he was still doing
I
stuff.
haven't seen Judge Reinhold since Arrested Development back in like 2003. So it was very exciting to see him show up in something.
He looked good.
He looks very, well, I mean, I don't know if he looks good. He looks different. He's had a lot of work done.
His body looked good. He didn't like put on a lot of weight or anything.
He looked like Mickey Rourke, honestly.
Really?
The wrestler. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
All right. Let's walk you through this. So Beverly Hills Cop comes out in 1984, huge hit. It's the number one movie of the year, I think. Beverly Hills Cop 2 is 1987. Tony Scott directs it. It's a bit more of an action movie. Still good, though. All right. Then they make Beverly Hills Cop 3 in 1993. John Landis at the helm. Everyone survived that movie, except the audience, because it's a piece of shit. Really, really, really bad. Really, really bad. Like bad. I saw somebody like rewatched it recently and was like, it's not as bad as people say. And I was like, yes, it is.
What do you know? You didn't rewatch it. They did.
Well, I watched it for the podcast. I couldn't believe how bad it was. I liked it as a kid.
Yeah.
But anyway, those are the three Beverly Hills Cop movies. And there was always going to be a fourth. People talked about it. I remember all through the 90s. I used to read this magazine in the 90s called Cinema Fantastique.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And they had a section at the beginning of the magazine where they'd give you updates on movies that were in production or like in development. And there was always in every fucking issue an entry for Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, someone said this, someone, hey, it's coming. So all through the mid 90s, they were developing this, and they announced it in 2001. Nothing happened with that. They announced it again in 2006. All right. And that's when I feel like development of this version really started. Okay. So in 2008, they hire a young man to direct Beverly Hills Cop 4, Logan. His name is Brett Ratner.
Okay, I'm familiar.
All right. A scoop, 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 a doodle dee doo. He's gonna direct Beverly Hills Cop. It's gonna come out in 2009, and the title of the movie, Logan, was going to be Beverly Hills Cop 2009.
All right, smart.
And it was going to be Eddie Murphy investigating the murder of Judge Reinhold's character. So he wouldn't have been in that version.
Oh my gosh.
Might have just gotten a photo bomb or something.
Yeah, at his funeral, probably. The big standing thing at the funerals.
Right.
One of those.
Right. Yeah. All right. So that doesn't get made ultimately. And the next we hear about it is in 2013. Eddie Murphy says that he's working on developing a Beverly Hills Cop TV show for CBS. Okay. And it's going to be a procedural, and it's going to be about Axel Foley's son on the Beverly Hills police force. All right. And it was going to be Eddie Murphy was not going to be in it. I mean, he was going to be in the pilot, and then he would show up for like guest appearances here and there, but it was generally just going to be about the son. So they actually filmed that. Like that was made as a pilot. Brandon T. Jackson played the son.
Okay, I gotta look him up.
Yeah, he's what's he known for?
I feel like I've heard of him.
He's in Tropic
Oh
Thunder.
yeah. Traffic. He was in Percy Jackson. He's the friend in Percy Jackson.
Oh, and Big Mama's House 3.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
I know him.
so yeah, he that was gonna be the TV show, and it was created by Sean Ryan, who did The Shield, and it was gonna be directed, or I guess it was the pilot by Barry Sonnenfeld. Um,
Okay,
so
that's pretty cool.
yeah, but supposedly it was bad. I remember reviews were pretty negative on it, and it didn't get picked up by CBS. So then they tried to develop that version into a movie, and Eddie Murphy had a pay for play deal. All right. So whether that movie got made or not, he got $15 million. Movie didn't get made. He got $15 million.
God damn, that's
Yeah,
pretty good.
pretty good. All right. So that shit was pulled from the schedule in 2016. And then they started developing a new version. Okay. They hired these directors, Adil El Arbi and Bailal Falah. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
pronounced if that was pronounced
Sounded good to
correctly,
me.
but they're the guys that ended up doing the last two Bad Boys movies.
Okay.
Um, so they had this in development for a long time, and they wanted Axel Foley to have like a young sidekick guy. I guess maybe this turned into JGL, but
Yeah. Or his
he,
daughter.
maybe yeah. But they were looking at Tom Hardy or Channing Tatum for the role.
Okay.
All
Both
right.
would have been good.
Then they get the offer to do a Batgirl movie. All
Imagine
right.
imagine Channing and Eddie. They would have been so funny together.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Oh man, that would actually be amazing.
All right. So they leave in 2022 to go make this Batgirl movie, and make it they do, Logan. But this was one of those movies that like Warner Brothers used as a tax write off, and it never got released.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Batgirl. That sucks. Are you a fan of
That
Batgirl?
sure, she's a good character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um anyway, now we have this version. The director is Mark Malloy, who is just a guy who makes commercials. This is his first feature work. And we have a script bunged together by three randos: Will Beal, Tom Gormican, and Kevin Etten. Gormican, I'm not really familiar with, but Will Beal, he's a guy that he worked.
Aquaman.
Yeah, he worked on a lot of those DC movies, and he also was the showrunner on the television version of Training Day. So I guess he brought like a lot of his cop shit to it. And then like the other one, Kevin Etten, I remember his name from the credits of Scrubs a lot. So he's like a sitcom guy. So I guess he like added jokes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
This the guy Will Beal also did the new Bad Boys. So he did the new Bad Boys and the new Beverly Hills Cop. So he's probably like living his dream as like his little boy dream, probably,
He's
you know.
hot right now. Yeah. He's
That's
a
pretty
big
cool.
ticket. Um, all right. So this came out on Netflix July 3rd, 2024, with a budget of $150 million. Big budget movie. Didn't even come out in theaters. Interesting. But I'm sure Netflix paid so much for the rights that like they made it up anyway. What did you think of Beverly? Well, it's Beverly Hills Cop: Axel F.
Right. And I've complained about the title. I guess I won't do it again. It's fine. But I enjoyed it. I liked it. What about you?
I was not expecting to enjoy it, and ultimately I did.
Yeah, you don't
Um,
like JGL first off.
I
So that's a
really
negative.
can't stand JGL.
Can't stand. I thought he did well here.
You know what the problem is in this is he's a he's he's not funny.
No.
The Beverly Hills Cop's a comedy.
Yeah. This had more drama with his relationship with his daughter and her relationship with JGL. They were exes. I was into it.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm responding to a text. Yeah. Beverly Hills Cop's a comedy. But you gotta cast funny people.
It's fine. You said the second one they tried to do more action movie and people like that one.
Yeah, I know, but that's not really what they're going for in this one. This felt like real throwbacky to the
Come
vibe of
on,
the first
don't
one.
complain about that. Because imagine people watched Aliens and they were like, the first one was so scary. This one wasn't scary at all.
Whatever. I'm not saying that, but I feel like the rest of the movie kind of nailed that like throwbacky tone. and he was keeping me from having fun.
I had fun. I had fun with him.
All
I
right.
didn't have a problem.
Um, what else? What
It
else you
start
got?
opens at a hockey
Oh yeah,
game
I see
match.
the
Hockey.
opening. It's a game.
Okay.
It's the Detroit Red Wings versus the Vegas Golden Knights,
Oh well.
and I was I was psyched. I love hockey, but I felt like this opening was kind of the worst part of the movie, and it was like all the worries I had about the movie came out here. I was like, Eddie didn't seem super
I
engaged,
disagree. I like
and
that.
all right, and I thought the action was pretty generic, and like the script was a little hacky, and I was like, I don't know, uh, I don't know if this is what I want, and I was really worried about it because if you recall, I hated Coming to America,
Right. You hated that. You
the
guys
sequel
hated
to
that.
Coming to America, um, and I really didn't want this to be that, and it wasn't. Thankfully, like once he goes to Beverly Hills, well, really, once he like gets talks to Paul Reiser in the office or whatever, like the movie picks up, and Eddie seems more engaged, and I'm into it, even though he didn't do the fucking Axel Foley laugh one fucking time.
What? I can't even do it. But
I like that you tried.
but the girl, but the daughter. Were you familiar with the daughter? She was the
Yeah,
standout to me. I thought.
she's really good. I've liked her in previous things. It's Taylor Page is her name. Yeah,
Taylor with a U.
she was Zola in Zola,
Okay.
and she was in
Ma
Ma
Rainey's Black
Rainey's
Bottom.
Black Bottom. Yeah, I've been impressed with her. So, oh, and Sharp Stick, the Lena Dunham movie. I really think she's talented, and she worked for me here. Her scenes with Eddie Murphy are very lived in a nice way. Mm.
Yes, I
It
completely agree.
feels like they knew each other when she was younger and have been estranged for a while. It always feels good to me.
Yeah, I was super impressed. Apparently, she was in Magazine Dreams, that movie with Jonathan Majors. That did that even come out? I don't remember.
I don't know.
He was supposed to like win an Oscar for it, but then everything happened. So that happened there. But yeah, I loved her. My favorite part was like she changed her name from Jane Foley to Jane Saunders, and he goes into the thing like Jane, like Saunders is so old. They're like, how do you spell that, ma'am? And she's like SAU.
Yeah,
He's making fun of her. I
that
just
was a
loved their
great
whole
bit. Like
dynamic.
that was like it's not even like that's the kind of joke that on paper wouldn't even be funny. But Eddie Murphy just makes it funny through sheer force of Eddie Murphiness.
Yeah, I got to see his other stuff because I haven't seen like Trading Places. I haven't seen Coming to America.
Oh,
There are a
holy
ton.
shit.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
a ton that I haven't
You gotta
seen.
watch the classics.
I got to. But so Rosewood, is he a private detective? He wasn't working
Yeah,
at the police force.
he was on the police force in like the first three movies or whatever, but I guess been a private detective for the last few years.
Right.
And he's
And
gone
Jane,
missing.
his he went missing?
Isn't he missing in this movie? Or right? He like
No.
calls Axel.
Yeah, he calls Axel because Axel's daughter is a lawyer who gets in like some funny business. Like people are trying to rough her up and stuff.
Right,
So he
right.
calls Axel and says like your daughter needs help in Beverly Hills. So that's why he goes over to Beverly Hills. And yeah, so Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he's the young cop who works at the Beverly Hills place with
Yeah.
Ashmore, whatever his name, that guy's name is.
He's
Ashton.
wearing he has a beard and he's doing his man voice so that you
Maybe
know
this is
he's a
just how he
man.
sounds now.
No. It's a put on. I
I
know
think
what
it's
he
because
really
this guy's
sounds
like
like.
your age, so you don't see him as
He's
like,
not. He's older than me. He's 43. I don't know why he's still trying to prove to people he's a man. He's 43 years old. He's a man.
huh? Yeah, I don't know. I don't
But he's doing, hey, I'm Joseph Gordon-Levitt. How's it going?
know.
Drives
I,
me insane.
I love how much you hate him, but I never really got it. I never got it that much. But it's funny. But yeah, so Taggart, I thought Taggart was really funny in this movie. Yeah, I thought he was
Look,
really sweet.
he's looking
Does he act?
old, boy.
But I was surprised he
I
wasn't dead. I was like, he looks good.
honestly, I couldn't believe he was around. I don't. Does he still work? I haven't seen him in forever.
Yeah, kind of. He was in a couple of 2023 things. All Happy Families, Lonesome Soldier,
Jesus,
Death in
what are
Texas.
those things?
I don't know.
All right,
Yeah,
well, he's still working.
he's the lead of them. One has Josh Radnor in it from whatever that show is. How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, Radner, right? Not Ratner.
Right. No, no, no. But I don't know. So he's around doing stuff. But it's fun to see him. Anyway, so Kevin Bacon also works there. He was
Oh
funny. He's
yeah,
the bad guy basically.
he's great.
He is
I
great.
very much enjoyed Kevin Bacon. He's having a real fun time playing a
Yeah.
corrupt cop, doing a great voice, and great to see him.
Yeah, great to see him. And yeah, so Joseph Gordon-Levitt used to date Jane, Axel's daughter, but they broke up. She says it, or he says it was because she didn't want to date a cop, is what he says. Like she didn't feel comfortable dating a police officer anymore, so she dumped me. I don't know if that was because of the cop or because of her dad being a cop. I didn't know,
Mm.
but whatever. I love seeing Bronson Pinchot. From the first movie. That was fun.
Yeah, he's in all of them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Um, so Bronson Pinchot, I did think he was funny, but I felt like he was almost outclassed. I thought the funniest sequence in the whole movie was when he brought them over to that house and Nassim Pedrad was showing them the house.
Yeah.
I thought Nassim Pedrad was like MVP material, and she's only in one scene.
What
I
about
couldn't.
Luis Guzman? That's not your MVP.
He was in this. I don't remember.
He sang at one point. Oh, what? Christopher McDonald was a golfer. Was he playing Shooter McGavin? What was going on
He
with
never
that?
said he was, but that's clearly like what they wanted you to take
That was
from that.
wild. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that, but apparently you can. That was cool. I don't know. I mean, what really happened? What's the plot here? We go there and there's some corrupt copness with Kevin Bacon. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he's a cop, right? But he's got real good jewelry on and like a
Oh
nice
yeah. So what's that
watch.
about?
And
They
he's
don't, they
out
don't
at
get
a
paid.
Hollywood party and shit. And Axel Foley just like instinctively knows like he's not living on a cop salary.
Yeah, I can't afford that. How
Yeah.
can he?
You know what I liked? I liked the scene where he goes into the hotel and he's gonna like do his little bit where he's like pretending to be like a high roller or whatever, and he's just so exhausted from the case.
Ah,
He's
fuck
like,
it.
yeah, just
You
give
have
me
a
a
room.
room. Yeah, I
He
really
didn't need
enjoyed
to.
that.
I don't know why
No,
he would
no,
have even needed
but
to.
he's just like that's
So used
Axel
to it.
Foley. Like the character is so on all the time, but this is like an older version of Axel Foley, so he's just like in that moment was tired.
I like that too. It reminded me of in the new Scream movie when Gale puts Ghostface on hold. It reminded me of that a little bit.
Yeah,
Like same
that's a good
vibes. Like I'm
moment.
so
Yeah.
over this.
Mhm.
Axel he's a lot like Fletch. Just putting on characters, getting past people to do his
Yeah,
protecting.
this happened before Fletch.
Right, totally.
Yeah,
Is it the year before Fletch, basically?
couple of years, I think.
Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't have that much to say. Do you?
There's a big helicopter chase, which is handled very well by Mark Malloy, and I'll say everyone on the set survived. That which is more than I can say for the helicopter stunts of one of the Beverly Hills Cop directors
Is that true?
movies.
Oh, of
What?
his movies. I thought you meant of that movie. Nobody died on the
No.
third one, did they?
No one died on the third one, but the director of the third one, of course,
Right.
murdered Vic Morrow as well as two young children via helicopter decapitation on the set of Twilight Zone movie.
Is his part of it good or not? Are you able to look past it?
John Landis's part
Right.
is the worst one. It's the worst one in the whole
Objectively, even without knowing that.
It's horrible. It's racist.
I heard. Does Steven have one? Or did I make that
Yeah,
up?
Steven has one. His is okay.
Okay. Yeah, I heard it. Whose is the best?
Probably Joe Dante.
Wow, the man, Joe Dante.
Yeah, Joe Dante
cool.
tore it up.
That's cool. So there we go. How'd the movie end? Everyone's happy. Are they going to date JGL and the daughter? Are they?
Yeah,
date
I
again?
think so. Their whole thing is they had dated.
Right.
Right. So and which I like Axel like immediately clocked. He's like, "You fucked my daughter, huh?"
Yeah, he said, "Have you guys had intercourse?" Is what he says.
Right.
I like how direct he was.
Yeah, but yeah, I do think that's that's the case. Like the status quo at the end of the movie, which I mean they imply like there could be more of these, is like, you know, he and his daughter are cool now, and the daughter's with JGL now, and but he is going back to Detroit, right?
I believe that he was.
Yeah.
Or he might. I think she said like, "You always said Beverly Hills loved you," so he might be staying. I don't really remember exactly how it ended, but I would be fine if they announced another one. I feel the same way about this as I felt about that new Fletch movie. Kind of. I feel they're
Same.
similar.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. Like if they maybe I was a little more excited about the Fletch one, to be
More
honest.
excited, probably.
But
Yeah.
like this one, it's like I wouldn't want to watch a lot of these, but like if they popped out a Beverly Hills Cop movie in like 3 years, I'd happily watch it.
She would have. They'd have to be back though.
Oh no, 100%. If there's no point if they don't bring back Taylor Page.
No, no. At least her. And
Yeah,
I'd love to see Eddie too.
And no, I need Eddie. I need Eddie.
Eddie'd have to be.
Yeah, yeah. I need Eddie. I need Taylor Page, and I probably need Judge Reinhold.
They could die between then and now.
Well, that's why I didn't say Ashton, because I really feel like he might be on the verge of death. But Judge Reinhold's probably still got a few good years.
Yeah, I like their scenes together because they're not together a lot, but at the end, I feel like they hug each other.
Oh, the scenes with Ashton and Reinhold?
Yeah,
that was delightful. Their dynamic came right back. Like the second they were on screen together, it was delightful.
I feel like they probably hung out a lot in the intervening movies, like
100%.
on vacations and stuff together.
I feel like they were friends.
They had that dynamic, so that was nice. But what do we go? 3? I'll go 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 3. Unlike Furiosa, I will say it's probably closer to a 2 than a 4.
Yeah, but I think I enjoyed watching this more than Furiosa.
No, I kind of did too, to be honest. Like this was just like a good time, floated right by. Didn't feel
like
too
it was
long
though.
It was long, but it didn't feel super long to me. And I was just down with it. Like I was never bored.
No.
It's Mark Malloy didn't really impress me as a director. It's a lot of like
I thought it was good action. He's a first time guy.
The action's fine. It's a lot of two guys talking and close ups and like I don't know.
But he trusted his actors.
Inventively made I'm just saying for a series that has employed Martin Brest and Tony Scott and John Landis, like this guy is kind of a lightweight. But
also like the problem with those other movies is John Landis probably got in the way. Like this guy knew to like stay out of stuff. He's smart.
No, that's true.
He knew what it took to
No, you're right. And he was just like trying to sad. He used the fucking theme song 1,000 times in 1,000 different ways.
He used it sad at one point.
Yeah, I loved the sad version of the theme song. And that was great. It opens with The Heat Is On, which is in the original. There's a car chase to Shakedown, which is from the second one.
There's that one song that's like girls as players too. Who sings that? Is that Cardi B? I don't know.
Didn't they use Sabotage by the Beastie Boys too? I felt like this movie had a really good soundtrack.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that one. Coy Leray players. I guess that's that song.
Oh, all right. Oh yeah, and they use that song. I don't fuck with you, you little stupid ass bitch. I'm fucking with you.
Really? They play that?
Yeah,
one?
yeah. That was played at one point. I
like. Played a Pharrell song. I hate Pharrell.
Oh, and Family Affair by Mary J. Blige was used twice, and we just talked about
this is a kid's bop, we would say, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a kid's bop. We just talked about that song. It's number 1 on the charts where we are in Buffy right now.
What's the say the song again?
Family Affair by Mary J. Blige. Yeah,
right. MVP. I guess I go Eddie, but Taylor close second.
Yeah. But it's Eddie and LVP JGL.
I don't want to do that. I couldn't really come up with an LVP. That's why you said it was so easy.
Yeah.
Before we started, I was like, oh, who does he have? It should have been so obvious. I'll go LVP. I'll go Kyle Moore, the guy in the hockey, the opening hockey scene.
Bro, that's a great choice. I'd have gone him if I went with someone minor.
He was okay, but he didn't quite match Eddie.
I agree, and then maybe that's why I felt Eddie wasn't engaged in that opening, just because it wasn't.
He was like judging this guy as an actor. You
yeah,
could see him a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. All right.
Should you rank that? Rank the 4.
Oh, it's 1, 2, 4, 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
but maybe I'll check out 2 then if 2 is better.
4 and 2 are pretty close.
All right. Well, but if you think two is better, I'll probably go back and watch it.
All right, yeah, it's worth a look. Tony Scott. Um, what's next week on the show?
Next week on the show is I forget the order, but we're going back to Strangers Land to do the
The
Strangers. Is it chapter
Strangers,
one?
Chapter One. Yeah, by Rennie Harlan.
That's right. I forgot about that. That is exciting. That's
Yeah,
it. That's awesome.
I'll give you a Rennie Harlan ranking next week.
Oh, maybe I'll watch them. I've seen a
There's a
few.
lot of good ones.
And
Uh,
then what else are we doing? I forgot.
and we're also doing Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
That's right. Is this the start of a new
It
trilogy or
is.
something?
We're cracking open a new trilogy with
All
this
right.
one.
That's cool. No
Looking forward to
circus,
it.
nobody's back or anything.
Um, no, well, I think this one takes place like 150 years after the last one. So like, no.
No. All right. Do we know who directed it? I don't. I'm looking it
God,
up
you're
as we
asking an
speak.
awful lot of me today.
Wes Ball.
Who's that?
He did the Maze Runner films,
Oh my God,
all
really?
three of them. Yeah.
Jesus.
This has Owen Teague. We like him. He's been in a few movies.
Who's Owen Teague?
He was in You Hurt My Feelings. He's the son in that. He's also the son in To Leslie.
Oh yeah, I like that guy.
He was in those It movies.
Yeah, he's really good.
Hockstetter,
Owen Teague. I'm all in on the Owen Teague
the
train.
Teaguester. Yeah. Kevin
Yeah,
Durand. That's fun.
yeah. William H Macy.
Really?
All
All
right,
right.
so we'll check that out next week, and in the meantime, do 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 do.